more about this officer who we've just reported was taken into custody. This is the officer who was seen on that cell phone video footage with his knee on the neck of George Floyd. Now I want to talk here with, this is Maya Santa Maria. She's a local business owner. She owns a nightclub that's behind us, among other businesses. And you knew this officer, you worked with him. What was his role there?
He was our off-duty police officer at El Nuevo Rodeo for the better part of 2 decades.
And what was your interaction, your experience with him? Obviously, he worked security, you were saying. What was he like?
Yeah, he was in the capacity of off-duty officer. He was, he was kind of a calm gentleman. I never would have expected anything like this from him at all. But I did notice that he got very anxious when there was an urban night where there were a lot of African-American people, as did many other officers. He was certainly not the only one.
So you saw a different tone or a different posture from him when you had African-American patrons versus other races, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, ours is a predominantly Latino nightclub. With the Latino staff, the police kind of behaved in one manner. And then when we had a predominantly African or African-American clientele, the way in which the entire event was treated was
Give me some details just for our viewers. So what are you talking about when you say that he treated them differently? What did he do? How did he act?
Well, really it's systemic, because it started all the way from licensing and went through the third precinct, and then was an expression of also how the officers reacted when they were there. I would just kind of characterize it as skittish. So they would get very nervous very quickly and want to pull out the pepper spray with any little thing that might happen, and they certainly acted very kind of group mentality. They always had to call backup if a little tiny thing happened. So it was different than what we saw in our Latin nights.
So your club also employed the victim here, George Floyd. Tell me about him and his role.
George was called in to do extra security as a support on some of our urban nights, which were usually Tuesdays or Sundays. And he was just a really nice guy. Everybody liked him. That's why he got called in by some of my guys. Hey, come and help us out tonight. We need some help. And he was very well liked in the community, both the Latino community and the African American community.
And going back to Officer Chauvin, did it surprise you when you saw him in this video? I mean, did they know each other based on your experience? They both worked for you at the club.
I don't suspect that they recognized each other, even though they may have crossed paths working together with me and my team. I don't think they recognized each other. I just like to think that had Chauvin realized that that was one of my boys, that he would have treated him with more humanity. But either way, he should have been treated with more humanity and given mercy when he was begging for his life. And so it's really something that I can't explain. I can't believe that Derek Chauvin did this.
I want to go back to something you just said, because I think it's important. And obviously, this is your view of the officer, and we're welcome to hearing from him and his attorney. We want to know his side. But one thing that you said is how he treated African Americans, saying that the posture was different, they were skittish. You said that they would call police as backup. What do you mean by that?
One little thing would happen. Maybe a little fight would break out or something, and all of a sudden I would go downstairs and 5 or 6 on-duty patrols were there. And that is not what I was used to seeing with my regular Latin nights, and I always thought that it was a little bit unjustified, and just always having to resort to spraying mace everywhere and hitting women and people that had nothing to do with any of the altercations. And it was just unfortunate that it was a very different vibe when we were doing our urban nights on behalf of the police and licensing.
Well, thank you, Maya, so much for giving us your perspective. Appreciate it.